Hi, hello. I'm here again with another art tip. Like I, like I asked, because I asked everybody on my Twitter if they would like another art tip, and most of y'all said, well, a few of y'all did say yes. So I'm deciding to do a art tip. I'm very sorry that my voice sounds weak or kind of dry, but I am sick because I just got back home after being on vacation, and my dumb self decided that I did not need an umbrella, and well, the place that I went started raining, and then I got sick. So I'm hoping that my sickness will go away short, like very quickly. So yeah, I think I should like head into it. So I am. So when it comes to like, art tips, most people would go for like more like traditional or like digital, and I'm kind of gonna do both. Um, so when it comes to like drawing, whenever you start drawing something and it becomes really like difficult for you to draw something, like please do like try to sketch out some drawing like or some doodles, because it will help you. Well, it should help you actually. It should help you to like kind of figure out as to how you want the drawing to be, because some people, like even myself, I don't really know what I want to draw for it, and then it becomes difficult for me and challenging. So then I have like no clue as to what I want, and then I kind of like get very confused about it. But luckily, it does come out in the end the way that I want it to be. So yay. Um, this video is going to be long, I forgot to mention that, and I am using Medibang Paint Pro. It's the exact same thing as the mobile version, it's just that it's called Pro on the PC version. So I don't know why it's called that, but I'm gonna just go with it. So another art tip that I feel like I should generally point out, don't make the colors like really close to the like to the other colors. Like, really don't do that. I have actually had a few people who have done that, who have like actually commissioned me and actually made the colors really similar to the other colors. And what I do normally is I would either bring the color of the first or second color up or down, like on the color bar or the color square or wheel, whichever one that you use. I actually have to bring that up or down because like it's so similar to the first, second, or third color that I generally don't want it to, that I generally might get confused. And it's worse when it comes when I like put shading in. So don't try to like make all of the like colors like the exact or somewhere like similar towards each other, because that is kind of a bad idea, and that could go like kind of wrong. I'm like not in like, oh, it's a bad thing, but you might actually get confused with which colors go where if you're not like the person who made the drawing. So yeah. I also forgot to say this, but if you haven't already noticed, you can't hear my PC. Well, I hope you can't, at least. So yay. I really am sorry that I'm sniffling. I'm still sick. So yeah. Here's another thing when it comes to like drawing. When you start drawing, you can choose if you want to do traditionally or like digitally. But for the sake of like I feel like yourself, try to go for traditionally first, because like because like I did like traditionally for like kind of a while, then I went to digital, and yeah, I stayed with digital for most of the part. I do try to do traditional, but it's like only when I'm like at school. So, but I do digitally still. So yeah, try to like stick with traditional. And if traditional's best for you, then you can do traditional. But if digital's like But if digital's like best for you, then like do digital, because you can't force nobody to do either one. You can only focus on yourself. So yeah. Also, like, I know I said this before, but like, take in criticism. I'm not even joking. Most people, when they get criticism, don't like it. They either ignore it, try to like downplay it, try to say that, oh, I'll like fix this, and they never do it. But you need to take in criticism, and you need to fix the mistakes. Criticism can be bad or good. It's not neutral, but you can mix it in with both. You can criticize on someone's drawing for as much as you want, but you have to put in something good about it. So like for my sketch, this is just an example, but if like I'm drawing and the way that I draw like arms is bad, I can take in that criticism and I can change it and I can like fix it for myself, and then it will look much better. So like try to take in as somewhat as criticism as you can, but don't get offended by it or like get angry because somebody like was trying to like give you advice. So yeah, here's another thing. Whenever you start out drawing, like I'm being generally serious, and I'm not even mad at this one, but I generally myself, I've done it, but it's not like as much as you would think as how bad it is. Don't do that whole anime blush. Like, please don't do that whole anime blush where the character's like blushing like extremely, like down to the bone, cause it's not cute. It's not cute. Like you can add like a little bit of blush, but I shouldn't be able to see the character's entire face or knuckles pure red. It's weird. Don't try to, like, I'm not saying that you shouldn't add blush, but I'm not also saying that you should add so much blush to the point where they look like they're like about to like overheat in the hot burning sun, or look like they just got burnt from a hot shower. Like, I don't care which way you do it, just don't put so much, like, you know, blush into it. Try to minimize the blush or try to lower the opacity on your drawing for the blush. But if you're like doing it traditionally, try to match it up with like the skin tone, or like if you don't really have skin tone or markers or crayons or anything, just try to like, whenever you're using like your pen or pencil, well, if you're using a pen, just use your pencil, but do it lightly. Do it ever so lightly, to the point where you're able to see it, but it's not as bad. Because I used to do it, and I still do it now, but it's not like, oh, it's like hard blush. No, it's like a soft, light blush. Because you still want to be able to identify, like, the face. Just don't do that whole knuckle blush bleeding, because it's really kind of weird, and I really don't like seeing people do that. Like, it just does not speak out with me. I really don't like that much. But you can do whatever, because it's like your drawing, so I can't really say nothing. Another thing that I feel like I've already said this is, like, do not have complex character designing or have complex patterns, whether it be for animation or just for simply, like, you know, for simple drawing. Or if you're like doing it for like a comic. Let me tell you why you don't want to do that. It's because the more complex it is, the more difficult it is for somebody who isn't yourself be able to draw that. And if somebody might actually not be willing to draw it due to like how complex it is. So if you can if you want to, but you don't generally have to. You can try to keep the designing of the character like simple and sweet, and to the point where it's not like as bad or it's like as complex. Because I've actually drawn like really complex like designing, And like the design themselves are really good and cute or creepy looking, but it's like the colors, like the design and patterns on the drawing, like characters, are so complex that it was generally difficult for me to like fully be able to get it to put in the colors like at the first time. And like in a like few minutes or so, you're gonna see me like draw the final character with like very simple like designing, even though like the character has kind of like a complex style. And this is because it's a sketch. I don't want it to be complex. I want it to keep it simple. You don't have to keep it simple, but you might want to when you're starting out, because whether it be for digital or traditional, because the more you keep it simple for yourself, the more easier it's gonna be when you're like able to like get into like that complex difficulty for yourself. Because the more simple it is right now, the better you're gonna be able for designing and coloring. And like I don't understand why people usually tend to do it difficult like that, but you do you. Also, I feel like I need to point this out. When you start out drawing, whether it be traditionally or digitally, do not try to go for that anime style. Trust me, it's not. Don't do that. You don't need to do it, but you can if you want to. All I gotta say to you is, if you're gonna do it, I hope you like were born with like kind of a good style, like a really good style at the very beginning, because like I'm not even joking. Like that the whole anime style, like I even did it myself, and this was like in the 5th grade. I had actually was able to look at a drawing. I don't remember what the anime was called right now, but I was able to like mimic it, and nobody believed me that I draw it because it looked so well traced. But let me tell you something. I never tried to draw in an anime style, because all I did was, even now I still draw like anamorphic humans, furries, animal, like yeah, I do all that. So yeah, um, so just don't, like I'm being dead serious. Don't try to go for that anime style real quick. Wait until you've developed somewhat of a style, then try to like challenge yourself. So yeah, don't try to go for all that anime stuff. This one goes for like comics. If you're like whether it be traditionally or digitally, but I feel like this is like more towards the digital side. If you ever start out with like, has to go with the complex designing. If you ever start out with something digitally, let me tell you something. That whole complex character design, you gotta throw it out the window. Like, throw it out the window. Cause the moment you get into like comics, you no longer need that complex designing, because you're like making full panels of drawing, and you really don't need all that complexity. You might need it to be simple. Yeah, so try to keep it like really simple and decent. At least you can put something a little bit complex or a little bit difficult, but it shouldn't be so difficult for you to the point where you can't fully do it again. So yeah, that's what like I feel like when it comes to drawing. Because if you haven't noticed, like most of my characters that I usually I usually draw for myself are usually simpler, because I don't like all that complexity, and I don't like having to put in all those colors that much. I like to keep mine simple and short. So yeah, here's another one that I feel like people should really do. If you ever make a character traditionally or digitally, please drop down the color palettes. If those are wondering why I said this, it's because if you drop down the color palettes like for the drawing, you're gonna be able to like really able to be able to just copy the like color palette easily, instead of just like having to constantly remove the shading or remove something, or just constantly having to click on the like character. Oh, sorry. I am very sorry. I'm just sick. But yeah, you're gonna be like really able to just simply click the color and be able to go on with your day for the drawing and just popping it all in really simpler. And this is another one that follows up with it. Make a character sheet or a reference sheet. Like I'm not even joking. I you need to like make this. You don't have to make it now, you don't have to make it later, but whatever you got the time, please make it, because like I generally used to do this. I used to just I used to start out the sketch or the body, then I used to actually look up the image on my character, remove all the shading or whatever I had did to the drawing, just so that I can get the drawing and like the design for it. And you really don't need to do that. You don't really need to do all that. Like, you shouldn't be able, I'm not even joking. You don't want to do all that. It's best if you just keep it simple. You don't gotta worry about it. And you can just look at the character or reference sheet and be done with it. And this is another thing. If you ever have a drawing or a character reference sheet, don't put all that shading into the drawing. You can put in some shading, but make sure, like, you put in the color palettes and all that. Because, imagine if someone asks you to draw, like, their character for you, and you say yes, but you can't even identify the correct colors for it, to the point where, like, you get frustrated, and then the person gets kind of, like, disappointed, or tells you that the color is wrong. You can't really get mad at them. They can't really get mad at you, because, like, they never really specified it. And this video is, like, kind of long, too. I forgot to mention that. It's about, like, 30 minutes of, like, a whole hour. So it's pretty much, like a whole hour just me recording, like, kind of me speeding it up for, like, half an hour so I can speak. Because I feel like I don't, like, do a lot of, like, voice videos. So yeah. So yeah. For like, oh yeah, and this is another thing. I had actually mentioned this in like my first art tip video. But if you ever start out like drawing something, like, I'm not even joking, you do not need all those complex softwares. You really don't. Here's some like good free ones if you do mobile. Ibis Paint, Medibang Paint, Sketchbook. I think Sketchbook is like, no, actually, I might be wrong about this, and please put in the comment section if I am wrong. I think Autobook and Sketchbook are the exact same thing, but I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, I feel like these are like some good ones that you like could start out with. And then for the PC versions, you have, for those who like have godly like understanding of like these this PC app, it's called Krita, and I have actually tried to use Krita, but it's like so bad I can't even use it properly, for myself at least. And I have seen crap ton of people be able to use Krita, and I don't know and I used to try to use it, but I can't because I'm bad at it, so I just use Medibang. Another good one that is Medibang Pro is the exact same thing as Medibang. The only difference is that if you select something or use the lasso tool, it's not going to add on to whatever you selected first or previously. But I think this might just be the problem because I have like I have a Mac, but I think it might be different with like any other like PC. But I'm not entirely sure though, cause I'm really not entirely sure about this one. So yeah, another good one is Fire Alpaca, because you can there's no audio to Fire Alpaca, but you can animate with it. and it's really I used to use this one. Sorry, because I thought it was fun to use, and it was like the second one that I used to use. So yeah, another one is Sketchbook Desk. Exact same thing, but it's free. But if you want to go for like those hardcore fans, you know, you can just use Mispaint. Don't use like the new version of it. I don't like. You can if you want to, but I feel like it's kind of weird to me. I don't really like it. And the people that I've actually talked to, they've even said that they don't like it that much. They kind of like, because there's like two versions of it, so they're kind of like using the original version of it, and I agree with them. So yeah, at the end of this video, there's gonna be like several characters there's gonna be about 7 to 8 characters that are gonna be on here, and if you haven't noticed, I'm drawing like 6 of the characters, but there's gonna be an additional 1 or 2 characters, and this is like after recording. So I am terribly sorry that you don't get to see some of these ones that I'm drawing right now. So yeah, I feel like I need to say this one, but please, like, if you ever start out shading or like drawing, don't do all those. Don't do those shadings where it's like it's shaded so much to where you can't you can't even see like where the line, like where the proper line art and color is. Like, it's kind of weird. Don't do that. So yeah, I don't really know what else I have to say about this. I'm hoping eventually that I could be able to like get myself a PayPal or a Patreon once I'm like old enough. Well, no, once until like I get something, and that I'm gonna be currently be able to. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention this. If you're ever drawing, like, I'm not even joking, if anything is over like 24 layers or like 25 layers, put it all in a folder. I'm not even joking, because you're just gonna make it difficult for yourself. If you put like everything in one color, or like in one simple layer, that might help you in a case, but if it's more than one, put it in a folder. I've seen so many people say, oh, I don't put my like drawings in separate folders, and like, when you get older and you get out of that habit of not putting everything, putting everything in a folder, you're gonna look back at yourself and you're gonna wonder why you never put that in a folder. So please put your stuff in a folder so you don't gotta deal with it later on. And I'm not even joking about that. So yeah, that's all I really have to say about that for like these art tips. And I said it again, I'm terribly sorry that I sound sickly and that I'm coughing this video, but I am sick and I am a bit tired at the moment. So I think I might just go and get something to drink afterwards, maybe. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about those art tips. I don't know what else I should do, actually. Oh yeah, and I might actually, I don't know, this is just a small suggestion to myself. I might actually like do like a bit of commentary like I did in like either 2018 or 2019, whichever one that I did, or just do a like small little summer up of the whole thing. Also, I might be planning on adding my icon, like my little icon of my character doodle again. And if you don't really follow me on my social medias, please do. But if you don't really have like social media, I might actually do a face reveal for those who have like seen my voice within the last 2 to 3 years again. Nothing really changed about me, not even my voice, besides the fact that I'm currently sick. But yeah, nothing really changed about me except for my drawing style. I mean, my art style. And I do apologize if I stutter a lot. I kind of always had a weird stuttering problem. And I kind of always had like a bit of like struggle with like understanding a lot of stuff sometimes. Well, most of the times. So I apologize if I kind of stop talking. But I kind of need a break because I'm over here talking like 30, like 50, like 500 words per second in a whole sentence without breathing. So, so I'm terribly sorry about that. I might actually plan. Oh yeah, and I got my new tablet. The sad downfall is that I no longer can use my stylus, but luckily but sadly also my old tablet, and this is not the Canvas 13 Pro. This is like my regular tablet that I use for animation. Sadly, I had destroyed the card, but not the memory card. I can go to the place to get my memory card properly, but that might cost some few money. So yeah, I've already said this once, but I'm really hoping that I'm able to get a PayPal, Patreon, or Ko-fi. I don't know how you pronounce it. I think it's Ko-fi. I really am hoping that I said it correctly the first time. Oh yeah, and here's a little neat thing that you can also do for art. If you ever do digital art, there's a thing called Protect Alpha Lock or Alpha Lock, and what it does to the drawing is, as you can see on the screen now, what it'll do is whatever layer that you have drawn or colored in, it'll only keep within what you have currently drawn or colored in, so that way you don't have to keep using the lasso tool for all that. So yeah, I am currently working on a few animations, and I am currently finishing up a little map animation that I'm doing that I have been in. It's almost done, and so is the YMCH thing and a few other drawings. But you can still check out my Twitter and Instagram. I don't post that much on Instagram though, but I do post and tweet a lot on Instagram. And if you haven't already, I do have a toy house, and I am planning on putting all of my characters on there with a few extra details about them. So I'm really hoping that you can check all that out. And if you don't remember what I have said at the beginning, I am adding a few additional character or two, because this was after recording, and I didn't get any of the notifications until after I had shown everybody their drawings. This video might be a little bit longer, considering I decided to record it for 32 minutes, and I have not had a full stop breathing session, because I'm over here trying to talk for 30 minutes with my voice dehydrated. So yeah, I really do hope that I'm genuinely serious. I really do hope that you all enjoy my videos, and I really am happy that I have 100 subscribers. I'm really close to having 100 on Twitter, but I already have 130 on Instagram, which is surprising because I hardly I hardly ever post some stuff. But I am planning on streaming again soon. Like I said before, I really do hope that you're not able to hear my PC or anything. But yeah, I might in a future video just show myself playing a game while I talk about stuff. So yeah. I'll just show you how to use Clip Studio, cause I actually have to watch a crap ton of videos just to fully understand how to use it properly, and it was so irritating because I know the people who were doing it were amazing at it, and they were just trying to explain it to their audience really well, but I have a difficult time understanding some stuff. So I wasn't fully able to understand it all, but after watching 3,000 videos, which is a joke, because I only watched 5 videos, I was like fully able to understand how to use it properly. Because when I first used it, I was like, oh my god, I understand nothing. But now that I fully like understand how to use it, I know what to do. Also, if you already haven't noticed, I'm not drawing anything above like the shoulder or chest layer, cause like I don't got that much time for it. Well, like technically do. I just don't feel like doing all that because it's just supposed to be a slight little sketch. But yeah, that's all I really have to say. I might actually show a video. I'm choosing between showing you all how to use Clip Studio, recording myself and talking about stuff, or just simply showing you how to like showing you how like I animate. But I think I'm gonna do. But I think because like I actually asked people if they would like me to show them how I animate, and a lot of people have said yes. So sorry, I'm taking a breather. I have to breathe for the next 5 seconds. But I really am hoping that I could like show you how I animate, not with like, you know, like, oh, how I like draw, like animate like map animation, but like more or less how I actually draw. But yeah, I think that's like all I really have about art tips and what I am currently doing. But I really do hope that you enjoy my video, and I really do hope that in the future that like, you know, you all can like send me stuff. I am planning on finishing up my map animation that I was in, and a YNCH animation that I'm planning on doing. But there is one thing, there is only one slot, because like the summer's about to end and I'm about to go to school, because yeah, summer's just about to end for me. I don't know if everybody else is still in school or they're still enjoying their summer, but yeah, that's all I really have to say about all this. I really do hope that you enjoyed my video, and I really do hope this helped you out. So bye!